If you bought a computer recently, you may have noticed something. Prices are quietly going up, not by a little, but by hundreds of dollars in some cases. Some of Microsoft's Surface laptops are now significantly more expensive than they were just a year ago. And at first, the reason isn't obvious. But when you look closer, a pattern starts to form. Across the tech industry, demand for memory and chips is exploding, and it's not being driven by everyday devices anymore. It's being driven by AI. Massive data centers, training models, running systems at scale. All of it requires enormous amounts of memory, and chip manufacturers are being forced to decide where that supply goes. And right now, it's not going to consumers first. So when you pay more for a laptop, part of what you're paying for is this invisible shift. A shift where AI infrastructure is reshaping the entire supply chain. And that's just the surface. Inside companies, something else is changing. At Meta, there have been reports that Zuckerberg is exploring something unusual, the idea of building a photorealistic AI version of himself, an avatar that could communicate directly with employees. Now, it's not entirely clear how far this has gone or how it would actually be used, but the direction is hard to ignore. Leadership scaled through software. Communication automated, and in some cases, no longer human. It raises a simple question. When you're interacting with someone at work, how do you know who or what you're really talking to? And this competition, it isn't staying on the ground. It's moving into orbit. Amazon has been investing heavily in satellite infrastructure, including deals involving Globalstar, and Apple has already started rolling out satellite features on its devices, emergency messaging, off-grid communication, roadside assistance. There are suggestions these systems may be becoming more connected, though the full details aren't public. What is clear is this: space is becoming the next layer of the internet, a network above the planet, designed to keep you connected even when everything else fails. And of course, there's competition, including systems like Starlink, built by SpaceX. So while it may look like convenience, there's a much larger race happening underneath, a race to control connectivity everywhere. Back on the ground, another battle is unfolding: cybersecurity. As AI tools become more powerful, they're also becoming more specialized. OpenAI has developed advanced models designed specifically for cyber defense, but access to the most capable versions is tightly restricted. And that tells you something important. The in-threat level is rising fast. In recent cases, fake applications have reportedly been used to steal millions of dollars in cryptocurrency, even from platforms people generally trust, including Apple's App Store. At the same time, AI-generated deepfakes are becoming more realistic and more widespread, in some cases forcing platforms to step in and respond, because the line between real and artificial is getting harder to see and harder to control. Outside of tech companies, people are starting to feel the impact too, especially at the local level. Large AI data centers require enormous amounts of electricity, water, and land. And in some communities, that's becoming a serious concern. There have been growing pushbacks against new projects, concerns about resource usage, environmental strain, and long-term cost. In some places, projects have been delayed, challenged, or blocked entirely. And in others, lawmakers are beginning to step in with new rules. It's a reminder that while AI may feel digital, its footprint is very real, physical, expensive, and increasingly difficult to ignore. But despite that pushback, the industry isn't slowing down. If anything, it's accelerating. Meta is expanding its work with Broadcom to build custom AI chips. NVIDIA continues to develop new systems for highly specialized computing tasks. And companies like Science Corp are exploring brain-computer interfaces, with early-stage human testing reportedly underway. The boundary between human and machine is no longer theoretical. It's something being built right now. Meanwhile, regulators are making decisions that don't get much attention, but still matter. The FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, has granted exemptions to certain networking products, including devices from Netgear, allowing them to remain on the market under specific conditions. The full reasoning hasn't been clearly explained, but it shows how complex the balance has become between security, supply chains, and global manufacturing. Even industries like entertainment are feeling the pressure. Major figures in Hollywood have raised concerns about large media mergers, including a proposed deal involving Paramount Global and Warner Bros. Discovery, warning it could lead to significant job losses. In gaming, Microsoft is rethinking how it manages Xbox Game Pass as costs rise and pricing becomes harder to justify for some players. And platforms like YouTube are experimenting with how and when ads appear, trying to hold attention in an environment where attention is everything. On the government side, there are shifts too. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has launched a podcast while holding public office, which is unusual, especially during a time when major health issues are still ongoing. It reflects something broader. The lines between media, politics, and personal platforms are starting to blur. And then there's the quiet change happening in the tools you use every day. Inside your browser, Google is building more automation directly into Chrome, allowing users to save AI workflows and run them with a single click instead of typing prompts over and over again. Anthropic is moving in a similar direction, designing systems that can manage tasks, organize workflows, and operate in the background without constant input. And that's the real shift. AI is no longer just something you talk to. It's becoming something that acts quietly, continuously, in the background. It's inside your devices, inside your software, inside the systems you rely on every day. And once that happens, something changes. You're not just using technology anymore. You're living alongside it. And in some cases, you may not even notice it's there.